have the thought that people don't change in life unless they almost die. I kind of believe that. Like even if they go to 12-step groups, it's because they almost died from drugs or alcohol or whatever.
Don't you think sometimes heartbreak and loss in different ways?
Yes, but I mean change. I think I mean change in a good way.
I think that can change in a good way. I think it's good to get your heart broke. You don't?
I mean, it's not part of my growth vision board. Like,
okay.
Meaning I don't. It can
death
be.
Is you just have a skull and
bones.
Skull and bones.
Yes, yeah, it looks cool. People think it's like a pirate motif.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, I know what you mean. It can getting your heart broken can make you more empathetic because you go, oh, I guess I broke hearts.
Yeah,
and that is helpful. I think almost dying can make you have a different outlook on everything.
Indeed.
Well, that's what I'm wondering about.
Yes,
it's like, what were you like before and what do you think it did to you? In terms of, I mean, it's a broad question, but.
It makes me more careful, just across the board, I would say. Thoughtful, careful, and mindful, all of that.
Careful with, like, don't endanger yourself? Or we're talking about emotionally, we're talking about...
Everything. I truly prioritize my health, my sleep. I try and remove stresses from my life whenever I can. And I mean, even when I'm walking after a shower in the bathroom, like I don't just...
No, I
really,
know you...
I am very careful because I really don't want to go through anything again. I also don't want to put my family through it.
Yeah.
I have 2 sons. They'll be 8 in June. And I fell when I was on tour and ended up recently fractured my wrist. I get out of the Uber. Somebody walks in front of me with their huge suitcase, launches me. I mean, I'm airborne. And while I'm in the air, I'm thinking I'm going to break my hip. I mean, I have plenty of time to think. I am so high up in the air. Come down, and I what is it? Tear a tendon in my leg, fracture my wrist. I can't even walk. I'm in Europe. Anyway,
you're literally in Europe?
Yeah. Yeah, I did weeks in Europe on crutches with a fractured wrist.
You were doing stand-up?
Yeah. But I called my wife and I said, I didn't want our sons to know. I didn't want them to worry. It's
great. It's important that a family have secrets.
But that is something where I'm like, if they don't have to know something like that, I don't want them to know. But obviously, it's not the worst I've been through, but it's like added to the list of.
And do you, I mean, at a certain point, do you just go like, if it was like, if a body could be a lemon, do you feel like you have a lemon? Or do you not even blame your body? I would blame my body probably.
Well, I think that the more information I have, I think that there's issues with people's bodies, but I also think that there's experiences in life and toxic stress and all sorts of things that can cause damage, PTSD, all sorts of things in life.
Yeah, that long term can be. Yeah, it's there's also.
I don't think that's what caused the fall. Looked it up, and there's no
way to know. I guess my question is, do you think that a person can attract it? Or have you gotten that far out with it? Not attract it, but or if somebody's accident prone, or there are things like that are not PTSD related, but you kind of become a magnet for like bad situations. You know, some people just have bad luck and it feels spiritual somehow. I don't think that would be you, but.
Well, I mean, when I had that all happen in that 4-month period of time in 2012, I did think, oh my God, am I cursed?
Mm-hmm.
And that is not anything, I think that's not in my thought process is curses or I'm not really spiritual or religious or I don't even think in those terms. But during that time, I thought, oh my gosh, am I cursed? But I also started praying during that time too. So I was all over the map.
What were you praying to?
Well, first of all, I was apologizing to the God I didn't even believe in
For never believing.
for
him.
never believing.
Yeah. Hope it's not too late.
Yeah.
This is weird.
And apparently it wasn't too late because, the ship was turned around. But I still get little things where
You're welcome.
where I still have moments where I, trip and fall in Europe and end up on crutches. But
I don't think you tripped and fell. Didn't you get? It sounds like you got kind of tackled or something.
Not tackled. I was walking, and the person cut in front of me, and I caught the tail end of their large suitcase.
Okay.
And it launched me.
Did they go like they?
Nobody stopped. Nobody stopped. It was.
It's not very what you would think of in Europe.
No, but the city I was in, and I'm not going to say what it is.
Bring it down. You don't know what you don't want to give them the press. You don't want to give them the negative press.
I don't want to give them negative press.
Okay.
But I did. My wife, because I could not believe nobody stopped.
Yeah.
Again, pouring rain. My wife looked it up and she said it is the rudest country in Europe.
Now I want to guess.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. Jesus.
I don't want to bring these people down. They're already.
Yeah, I want to say the Netherlands.
No. Oh my God, no.
Great. That's a believable no. I mean, there's the obvious ones like France or whatever, but I don't think it's that obvious. You're not obvious. You're not an obvious person. And do you? So you're more careful.
Mm-hmm.
Do you select work differently?
I try to. Yeah. I mean, what I really try to do with decisions that I make, and I mean, here I am doing your podcast in person.
Yeah, I mean, podcast.
But I do try to make decisions. This is weird, but I think this is PTSD from when I got a call that my mother had tripped and died.
Yes.
I don't ever want to get bad news when I'm doing something I really don't want to be doing. Of course, I never want to get bad news.
No, I know what you mean, though.
But if I'm doing something that is utterly soul-sucking and I get a horrific phone call,
you're going to be like, this was a total failure of a
I think
lifetime.
It's going to deeply, deeply disturb me for a very...
Could money compensate for it?
No.
Interesting.
I think I need to feel like I really want to do something.
Right.
I like the people I'm going to be signing up to spend my time with.
Did you have a sense of that before?
No.
So it was just like you're just going through life like,
yes.
I'll do what
I don't understand at all who I was before 2012. I really don't. I have a vague idea, but I was so just out of touch in certain ways that it's haunting. It's that bittersweet thing of the deep awakening that I got during that time, but it came with a lot of loss and pain.
Yeah.
It's hard to reconcile those
It's
emotions.
hard to express, too, because it's probably hard to express what you know now that you didn't know before.
Well, and also wrapped up in there is I lost my mother in the middle of it all.
And there's also the thing of like, it was a weird catapult for your career, which is another one of those weird, unexpected things where, and I've been saying this recently, like, I'm always scanning, human beings, like, we're just scanning for threats all the time. And then there's these weird things that you assume is a threat or like bad news or a bad event that ends up being like long-term kind of positive. And not like your mother dying is positive or all the diagnoses and illnesses are positive, but like they end up kind of being, I don't know what the word is, like fortifying or enriching. How was your inner monologue in 2011 versus what it is now? Were you harder on yourself before? Have you learned sort of gentility?
I haven't really thought about that.
Well, did you think about, did I make myself sick somehow? Do you know what I mean? It's like you go diet. What are the inputs?
I mean, I just recently, there's a new test out that I took where they can.
Is it like a BuzzFeed kind of thing, like a personality?
Yeah,
Okay.
to see if your cancer is going to come back. And so thank you, BuzzFeed, for this free, accurate.
It's free, and it's incredibly accurate. And it cost them like $1 billion almost. Anyhow,
and they just
gave it away.
It's amazing. So thank you, BuzzFeed. I have to take this new test on BuzzFeed every 6 months because I've started a new medication. But this test lets me know if there is cancer in my system. And so did I make myself sick? Well, yeah, I really don't know. But now that this test is available and that I can start this new medication, what I have control over, which is what I eat and drink and who I spend my time with and how I try and clear out different stresses and any sort of heaviness that's toxic in my life. That's what I'm doing. And what I was doing before, I did not think at all about, I mean, I even as far as sleeping goes, I was like, oh yeah, I got 2 hours. I can plow through. I wasn't thinking how that might affect my health. I was surrounding myself with people that weren't necessarily great, in relationships that weren't serving me or them.
Yeah.
I've dated plenty of people that are wonderful, beautiful, smart, successful, funny, but I also wasn't aggressively pursuing anybody. If somebody pursued me a lot, sometimes I just ended up their girlfriend. And,
yeah, that happens.
But really, I truly would find myself in relationships or friendships where I thought, God, they came on strong, and now I'm just in their life. They really don't make sense to me.
Yeah, Stephanie, you pursued? Did I remember that correctly?
I did pursue her. I texted her once a month. But yeah, neither of us are into texting. And when we exchanged numbers, I told her that I was like, I didn't think she was into me. I was just like, oh, I'm not a big texter. And she said, I'm not either. And I told her I had gone out with this girl that texted me after our coffee saying, that was really fun. She knew I had a show that night, texted me and said, have a great show. Then at 11 o'clock at night, she texted me, sweet dreams. And I was like, oh my God. And I told Stephanie that, and she said, that is not me. No need to worry. And then that night when I went home, I got a text from her that said sweet dreams. And I was like, okay. And
Is this a bit? Is this a bit?
But no, it was hilarious.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but you still 5% he was like, okay,
no,
so there was,
knew.
okay.
She's so funny.
Great.
And we could not stop texting after that.
Yeah.
But that was, and then like 6 months later, we, something like that. And then we made out for the first time. And then she wrote me this like 10-page long email saying, I've never been with a woman, and I really like you, and I thought that was fun, but it went on and on and on. And then I just responded, okay, Dyke. And then because I just thought, well, even though I knew I wanted to be with her, I just thought, I guess I have to let this go, and I'll do it lightheartedly. And we've been together now going on 12 years, 2 kids, 3 cats, production company.
Great.
That was mindful. Like my pursuit.
Was that post 2012? It was.
Yeah, 2013.
You ever think she was doing it for the life insurance?
Even if she was,
knowing that this broad ain't gonna be around long. I can be a dyke for how much longer?
Yeah, truly, I will take it. Whatever her motivation is, I'm fine. Yeah. So I think I just it's a stark difference to me.
Yeah. And again, You had to almost die
Yeah.
to eat to finally make slightly better choices.
Mhm.
Hey, did you like that? Did you like that? Yeah, did you like it though? You want more? Don't want to work? Would rather watch videos of me grab-assing with people? First of all, go up here to subscribe, and then go up here to watch more clips. This is like when the weatherman says there's a high pressure system coming in. I'm not really used to the green screen.